So in this video, we're going to learn how to add a toolbar on top of the date picker view with a default button and a done button. So the challenge for this video is to add a toolbar on top of the picker view for a done option and a default option. If you want to download the project file for both these projects, then fill out the form below and you'll receive the Xcode file in your inbox. If you're looking to remove cursor or cut paste option for a date picker text field, that way you can only insert date in it and you cannot insert any foreign objects into this text field, then I have totally separate blog post on it. Check out the first link in the description box. This works with picker view text field also. So let's just dive right into it. I'm gonna create new Xcode project, iOS single view application next. I'm gonna call it toolbar. Then click next and save this on desktop. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is go to the main storyboard, change the size to iPhone SE. Then I'm going to add a text field somewhere around here, make it a little bigger and set it here. Then I'm going to add a button or somewhere around here. The position is not specific. I'm going to make it a little bigger, and then I'm going to change the button's background color to something extremely bright. So when our toolbar appears, our toolbar is translucent toolbar, so we should be able to see little bit of this button. I'm not going to add any action to this button. The function of this button is so that we can see the background through the toolbar. Alright, so let's open the assistant editor. I'm going to create an outlet for this text field. I'm going to call it date text field. Now I'm going to close the assistant editor, open the view controller Swift file, and I'm going to write lot of code in here and then I'll explain it to you. Alright, so let me explain what I've written here so far. But to explain that, let me run this app in the iPhone 5s and then I'll explain the code. Alright, so as you can see, if I click on the text field, the date picker appears and it's a translucent toolbar with a today button and a done button. Alright, so while it's running, let me explain the code. So first, I've created a standard code for using a date picker view as an input view to the text field. So create a date picker view, set its date picker mode to date and added the target. And if the date picker is updated, then automatically the text field text is updated. Now let's just focus on building the toolbar. Okay, because that's what this video is about. So first I've created a toolbar instance of a UI toolbar that takes in frame, and the frame coordinates are x is 0, y is 0, and the width is self.view.frame.size.width. That means the width of this toolbar is the full width of the view and the height is 40. Now I have hard coded this value 40, so no matter the device, maybe iPhone 5s to iPad Pro, the toolbar size will always be 40. You may want to test it for different devices, and if you don't like the 40, maybe add or reduce. You can just hard code the value whatever you choose, whatever you want. Then I've set toolbar dot bar style is black translucent, and that is why you can see the green box button behind, because this is a black translucent toolbar. I prefer translucent because I like this style. Then toolbar dot tint color is UI color white. Now the color of the button is basically the tint color, and in the black background white color looks very prominently, so I'm setting the tint color to white. Then I've created today button, which is instance of a bar button item. The title for the button is today. The style is bar button style plain. The target is self, and the action is view controller today pressed. So let's open. Okay, so today pressed. So this is the function that is triggered when you press the today button. So in that function, I'm basically I got the formatter date style to medium, time style to none, and so today's date, NS date, I'm just updating the text field with today's date, and then I'm going to close the text field using date text field dot resign first responder. So that's the today button. Then the second one is done button. So done button, I'm using UI bar button instance, and I'm using bar button system item. I'm using the system item done, or you can use the same method and set up the title to done, but I'm using system button for done. Target is self, and the action is view controller done press. So when the done button is pressed, again sender is UI bar button item. I'm the date text field dot resign first responder. I just want to close the text field, stop editing the text field. So that's what I'm doing with the done button. Then flex button. So flex button is basically in between this button and this label, we're going to add flexible space. So I created UI bar button item and the UI bar button system item dot flexible space. Target is self, action is now. Then I've created an instance of a UI label, and I've created a UI label with the frame x is 0, y is 0. Now width, now labels maximum width, I want 1/3 of the whole bar. So I'm getting the whole width, self.view.frame.size.width. The whole width I divided by 3, because again the maximum width for the label I wanted 1/3 of the whole width, and the height is 40, which we already set here. Then label.font, I'm using system font, whatever the system font is, size 14. Text color is yellow. I would recommend that you choose a bright color and choose a different color than a white color, because white color has already been used for the button. So to differentiate between button and a label, I'm using yellow, and yellow looks better in black background. If you choose a darker color, it may not be, label will not be visible. So choose something light like yellow. Then label.text alignment center. The alignment is either left or right. This toolbar will not look balanced. It will look left-sided or right-sided. So design-wise, I want it to be center alignment. Then the text I've set to select a date. Then I've created a button with a custom view. So label button is an instance of UI bar button item. With the custom view, I'm adding this UI label. Then for this toolbar that we created, I'm setting items. So the order is first this today button, then there is a flex button, then there is a label, then there is another flex space, and at the end there is a done button, and animated, of course, true. and then date text field dot input accessory view, I have set it to toolbar. And when I press on today, it's updated today's date, and I press on done, this disappears. So that's how you add a toolbar on top of the date picker. And the challenge is to add toolbar on top of the picker view. So try this challenge on your own before you look at my solution. I'll give you a second to try this challenge on your own. Alright, so now let's look at my solution. So if you look at my solution, it is exactly the same as date picker. So I've created toolbar, bar style translucent, tint color white, today button, OK button, flex space, label, font. So I've done exact same steps. Only the difference is when you press the best pressed, I update the text field with a default value, and of course close the text field, and if done button is pressed, then I stop editing the text field. So otherwise the code is exactly the same. There's absolutely no difference. And if I run this in iPhone 5s, now if I press on the text field, you see the default option and a done button. So if you want to download both the Xcode project files, then just fill out the form below and you'll receive both the files in your inbox. So if you want to remove the cursor from the text field, and if you want to remove the cut paste option from the text field, that way for the date picker text field, you cannot add foreign objects into this text field. Then I have totally separate blog post on it. Check out the first link in the description box. So that's it for this video. Like this video, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.